A killing formation of the Great Tao of Destruction origin? Morosa watched excitedly. After all, he had reached the primal chaos realm and had a deep understanding of the Great Tao of Destruction origin. He instantly perceived the many intricacies of this terrifying formation. The creator of the formation must be the godly king who established the Heartshadow Sect. His realm is indeed much higher than mine, observed Morosa carefully, integrating 36 destruction moves into a perfect formation and even using a formation diagram to allow 360 eternal true gods to form it. Impressive. Extremely impressive. If they fought individually, even 3,000 eternal true gods would not be a match for this single killing formation. Master, if we get caught in this killing formation trying to break out, we'll have to reveal some abnormal strength, Morosa communicated through spiritual will. Of course, this great formation has a significant flaw. It can't move through the void. This group of eternal true gods is already struggling to use the formation diagram to enact such a formation. If they were to traverse the void, the formation would definitely collapse. If the entire formation could chase enemies through the void, there would be no escape, LuoFeng communicated back. The Heartshadow Sect doesn't have such a fearsome formation yet. If a group of enemies appeared through the void and the formation already covered a vast area, indeed there would be no escape. Throughout the entire land of origin, it was exceedingly difficult for eternal true gods to set up such a formation. Neither Yu Kingdom nor Sher Kingdom had ever heard of such a formidable killing formation. Boom. The massive formation obscured half the sky and rapidly enveloped the area. Within it, the 360 eternal true gods felt anger as well as unwillingness. If Elder Heart-Eye and the others can trap Luo, delaying him just a little, our great destruction ultimate formation will completely cover him, ensuring his utter demise. Now, he wouldn't be foolish enough to be trapped by the formation. The disciples of the eternal true gods from the Heartshadow Sect were all too aware of this. In the distance, LuoFeng suddenly swung his blade. 3 continuous strikes. The first strike, dazzling and bright, sliced through the void, leaving behind a pitch-black rift. This brilliant strike naturally fell upon the vast formation. Named Heart-Honing, this blade also severed spiritual will. However, with the 360 eternal true gods united by the formation diagram, although their souls felt pain and discomfort from the strike, they still endured, perfectly maintaining the formation. The second strike swept through the boundless primal chaos, stirring up dual-colored vortices in the chaos. This sweeping blade, with its mighty force, struck the large formation, causing it to tremble slightly. The third strike was silent and invisible. As the blade swung out, it vanished. By the time it reappeared, it had already struck one of the eternal true gods within the formation. That eternal true god was somewhat startled, his body shrouded in the luminescent flow of the formation. He managed to withstand LuoFeng's stealthy and terrifying blade. 3 strikes made and the formation withstood them all. Direct attacks on the spiritual will, individuals involved in the formation. No flaws. Worthy of the Heartshadow Sect's strongest level of killing formation, impressive. As LuoFeng watched the formation approach, he immediately communicated through spiritual will, Morosa, let's go. Okay, Morosa nodded. Whoosh. The two instantly traversed the void, forcibly breaking through the spatial constraints and bypassing the obstacles of the dark grand formation in the high skies, leaving the area of Huyang City. The grand great destruction killing formation also halted, and the 360 Heartshadow Sect's eternal true god disciples atop the ethereal formation diagram appeared somewhat helpless. This was all within their expectations. Since Elder Heart-Eye and the others were unable to entangle Luo, it meant this plan had largely failed. Unless Luo was arrogant enough to venture into the formation on his own. He's escaped. In the gathering place of the Heartshadow Sect leader and the 18 elders, they observed the battle scene displayed by the sect great formation. Elder Blind frowned and spoke, Luo's spiritual will has reached the pinnacle of primal chaos level. Coupled with his extremely deep realm accumulation, we simply cannot find any weakness in him. Our Heartshadow Sect alone cannot detain him. Under the siege of the Heartshadow Sect, any eternal true god would be unable to resist. However, the most terrifying individual eternal true gods, if they truly wished to flee, even the Heartshadow Sect had no certainty of stopping them. The power that LuoFeng displayed made the Heartshadow Sect helplessly unable to contend with him. This time, because of Luo, we've lost 6 super large mechanical secret treasures, and scores of eternal true gods have perished, the elders lamented. No need to ponder further, the sect leader said, our enemy isn't him, but the army under the Marquis of Jiu Jiang. When the great army goes to war, the fight will be fierce and it comes down to head-on strength. With our many great formations exploding together, he can only flee far away. And as an independent cultivator, he demands an exorbitant higher price. Marquis of Jiu Jiang might not be willing to pay it, added the sect leader. Right. Luo quoted us 2 billion cosmic sand. Even if he gives Marquis of Jiu Jiang a discount, it's likely to be an extremely high price. He probably won't appear on the battlefield. These elders truly did not wish to encounter Lord Luo on the battlefield. The sect leader ordered, no need to ponder. Stick to the original plan and quickly plunder the entirety of Huyang City. The number of eternal true gods and true gods of the void space in Huyang City was vast. How many had LuoFeng and Morosa managed to save? They also had no choice. Managing to save the inhabitants of 9 artificing shops was already a joint rescue effort. If time dragged on, the Heartshadow Sect would likely set up multiple traps, such as moving numerous true gods of the void space into a certain killing formation. If LuoFeng and Morosa stumbled into it, escaping would be quite troublesome. LuoFeng was willing to save some creatures, but the prerequisite was to ensure his own safety. LuoFeng's conflict with the Heartshadow Sect had been witnessed by some of the eternal true gods within the city. If I had the power of Lord Luo, what would the Heartshadow Sect matter? My Zhu clan is still too weak. Ji watched from afar. The Zhu clan, with more than 20 eternal true gods known publicly and privately combined, was the strongest family in Huyang City. Yet in the face of the Heartshadow Sect, only Zhu Yu and Zhu Fucking, two eternal true gods, remained in the city to find ways to protect their many clan members. Zhu Yu took a silent step and left. By this time, his appearance had already changed, and his aura was merely maintained at the standard level of a true god. In terms of preserving life and concealing presence, Zhu Yu was the strongest in his family. Outside the city, a figure clad in dark red armor, emanating a dark aura, looked at Huyang City from a distance, his eyes like two burning blood-red flames. Luo's strength is stronger than I anticipated. I didn't expect his spiritual will to be so formidable. Marquis Luoyin was very calm, even though this was just a divine power incarnation of his. His realm was simply too high. His eyes, as if merging with the dark side of the world, naturally observed every corner within the city. Inside the city, except for some areas sealed by formations or repelled by domains, he could observe almost everything. Alone Luo can't change the outcome of the battle. The Heartshadow Sect only revealed a portion of their power this time, and just one killing formation forced Luo to flee. Marquis Luoyin looked forward with anticipation. On the frontal battlefield, when thousands of eternal true gods from the Heartshadow Sect explode with power and numerous formations coordinate, what can Marquis of Jiu Jiang use to resist? It was worth it to have the Heartshadow Sect take action in exchange for a large city within the future territory. Marquis of Jiu Jiang, do you have the guts to personally join the battle? Marquis Luoyin's gaze was ice cold. A dispute over territory is not an ordinary fight. To join the battle is to gamble with life and death. LuoFeng, accompanied by Morosa, had just reached the outskirts of the city in a wasteland when he saw a familiar figure with white hair appearing in front of them. Lord Luo, the white-haired young man said with a smile, we meet again. LuoFeng naturally recognized him. The last time he visited on behalf of Marquis of Jiu Jiang, it was this Jiang Yuewu, one of the 4 trusted aides and commanders under Marquis of Jiu Jiang. Commander Jiang, LuoFeng said. The Marquis wishes to see you, the white-haired young man said with a smile. Would you follow me? Don't worry, the Marquis is in a camp not far from here. LuoFeng was surprised. The Marquis is here? It's the Marquis's divine power incarnation, Jiang Yuewu explained. Please lead the way, LuoFeng replied promptly, following Jiang Yuewu through the void space with Morosa in tow. After only about a dozen traverses through void space, they arrived at a small city floating above a lake surface, occupying tens of billions of kilometers, more aptly described as a super-large cave mansion. Jiang Yuewu led LuoFeng and Morosa into the small city. Inside a pavilion, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang was already seated, waiting while drinking. Marquis, Lord Luo and his servant have arrived, said Jiang Yuewu, entering the pavilion with LuoFeng and Morosa. This was LuoFeng's first time meeting the Marquis of Jiu Jiang, who wore loose robes with silver hair, each strand affecting the endless void. His appearance was quite handsome. If Marquis Luoyin carried blood and fire, darkness and disaster, weighty and terrifying, then Marquis of Jiu Jiang appeared like a traveler walking through heaven and earth. Luo, Marquis of Jiu Jiang said with a smile, looking at LuoFeng. Please take a seat. LuoFeng was quite surprised to hear the polite invitation. This Marquis of Jiu Jiang didn't put on any airs of someone from the primal chaos realm. LuoFeng immediately took his seat, with Morosa standing by his side, looking utterly loyal. Your servant Luo may also sit, Marquis of Jiu Jiang said. Here with me there's no need to be overly formal. Thank you Marquis, LuoFeng replied. Only then did Morosa take a seat to the side, still maintaining a mannerly demeanor. I've just personally witnessed your encounter with the Heartshadow Sect, Marquis of Jiu Jiang remarked. In terms of strength, I'm afraid there's not a single eternal true god in the entire Yu Kingdom that can compare with you, Luo. One-on-one he overwhelmed Elder Hartai's control of the Heart Devil Kite. Indeed, in the whole Yu Kingdom only LuoFeng could accomplish this feat. You flatter me Marquis, LuoFeng said. An eternal true god holds a will on par with the pinnacle of primal chaos, which is truly impressive, Marquis of Jiu Jiang mused. It's not an overstatement. Within the entire Yu Kingdom apart from you, there's no second eternal true god who has achieved this. Listening, LuoFeng didn't continue with modesty. No wonder you dared to ask for a hiring price of 100 million cosmic sand. You do have the necessary strength, Marquis of Jiu Jiang smiled at LuoFeng. I'm willing to offer 100 million cosmic sand to invite you to join my side's army, to help us resist the invasion of Marquis Luoyin's forces. Would you be willing to accept? LuoFeng was somewhat surprised. The Marquis of Jiu Jiang had always been reluctant before. Could it be that the methods LuoFeng had displayed in the confrontation with the Heartshadow Sect had finally moved him? Such a large amount of cosmic sand was still very important to him. If Marquis is willing to offer 100 million cosmic sand, Luo is naturally willing to join Marquis's army, LuoFeng said. Haha good, The Marquis of Jiu Jiang nodded in satisfaction. This 100 million cosmic sand, do you want it transferred to your account at Flame Wind Pavilion or handed to you in person? Handing it to me is fine, LuoFeng replied. Alright, I will personally deliver it to you within 3 days, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang said, and raising his glass to look at Morosa proclaimed, let's drink together. LuoFeng and Morosa both raised their glasses and drank together. As for this employment, it will be considered over once Heartshadow Sect completely gives up, right? LuoFeng followed up with another question, knowing that Marquis Lu Yin's territory bordered the Marquis of Jiu Jiang's, and even if they failed this time, there might second and third provocations in the future. The employment will end once Heartshadow Sect completely gives up. The employment period will not exceed 10 eras, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang promised. LuoFeng understood and raised his glass, to the Marquis. The Marquis of Jiu Jiang was also in high spirits. Though he had given up some wealth, it indeed greatly strengthened the power of his forces. After the banquet had dispersed, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang ordered a servant, take Luohe and his servant to their residence. Yes, the servant complied. LuoFeng and Morosa stood up and, led by the servant, proceeded to their temporary residence in the small town. In the pavilion, only the Marquis of Jiu Jiang was left sitting alone. Father, a figure in blue clothing emerged from one side, a young man who bore a strong resemblance to the Marquis of Jiu Jiang. He couldn't help but speak up, hiring this Luohe at the cost of 100 million cosmic sand seems too much. We spent only 60 million cosmic sand to hire General Yuewu. The Marquis of Jiu Jiang glanced at his son and shook his head. The strength Luohe had previously displayed indeed wasn't worth it. But in this battle, the primal chaos pinnacle will he revealed is extremely useful on the battlefield. With him present, those more than 100 super-large mechanical treasures were mostly rendered useless, hardly daring to rampage around. After all, if they encountered Luohe, even if those super-large mechanical treasures formed an array, it would be tantamount to suicide, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang explained. Upon hearing this, the young man nodded in realization. That makes sense. The previous 6 shadows killing formation consisted of 6 super-large mechanical treasures working together. It had the strength for a head-on fight sufficient to entangle Luohe. But under the assault of the spiritual will, at that time, 5 of the super-large mechanical treasures lost their ability to resist and were easily swept away by Luohe. Spiritual will in the face of group tactics has a miraculous effect, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang remarked. An eternal true god possesses primal chaos pinnacle will. It's truly incredible. Your father, despite cultivating for endless ages, has only reached primal chaos pinnacle will. The young man nodded. With Luohe present, those super-large mechanical treasures can only hide within the killing formation, significantly reducing the threat. Let's not forget he also has a servant. If the master is in danger, how could the servant stand by and do nothing? The Marquis of Jiu Jiang said with a smile, hiring one but getting another as a bonus. The young man nodded in agreement. Seeing it this way, 100 million cosmic sand was indeed well spent. Father, when do we make our move? The young man asked. Our strength is still insufficient for now, let's wait a little longer, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang said, his divine power incarnation having gone to the royal capital to ask for assistance early on. Originally, the power difference between Luoyin Primal Chaos State and Jiu Jiang Primal Chaos Prefecture wasn't too great. But with Heartshadow Sect entering the war being a godly king-level sect, it greatly upset the balance. The Marquis of Jiu Jiang had to find a way to gather reinforcements, solely relying on Luohe and his servant would not be enough. The cave mansion where LuoFeng and Morosa were temporarily staying spanned over an area of more than 100,000 kilometers and was considered quite exquisite. In the meditation chamber of the cave mansion, LuoFeng sat cross-legged. Inside the star tower within his body, a divine power incarnation of LuoFeng descended. Lord Xie greeted the many cultivators gathered there who had been rescued by LuoFeng. Everyone, LuoFeng looked at them. Brother Shang and I have a deep friendship. This time, Uncle Chiu asked for my help, and I only had enough time to rescue cultivators from 9 artificing shops. I couldn't do anything for the rest of the disciples of the Heavenly Flame Sect. The disciples of Heavenly Flame Sect were numerous and scattered everywhere, so only the 9 largest artificing shops could be saved. Just saving 9 artificing shops is something for which all disciples of my Heavenly Flame Sect are immensely grateful, the silver-like creature, Uncle Chiu, said excitedly, feeling that Lord Luohe had made a great sacrifice for them. And there are also many guests from the artificing shops, LuoFeng addressed them. During the previous battles to prevent any harm to you, I had to take you out of Huyang City. If you wish to return to Huyang City, I will send you back once this war is over. We are not in a hurry. We are willing to follow the god, they responded. God has shown great kindness to us, they added. These guests, consisting of true gods of void space and even more so numerous true gods, already found survival in Huyang City challenging. Being associated with Lord Luo, he was considered a stroke of good fortune. After soothing these cultivators, LuoFeng met with Dreamflower Tower Master, Araya and the Moyu family. Dreamflower is grateful for God's life-saving grace. The master of Dreamflower Tower expressed her thanks. It wasn't really life-saving, LuoFeng said with a smile. Heartshadow Sect probably wouldn't have killed you. The Dreamflower Tower Master shook her head. If not for the god's help, all treasures this time would have been plundered. Even I, only skilled in music and illusion techniques, would probably have been caught by the higher-ups of the Heartshadow Sect, to be used as a musician, or even worse, as a plaything. If she had been willing to be a musician or plaything, she would not have come to establish the Dreamflower Tower in Huyang City. Many powerful families and sects would welcome an eternal true god-level musician like her. Then you must cultivate diligently. Only by relying on yourself can you endure in the long run, LuoFeng said. Cultivate? How easily said than done. The Dreamflower Tower master shook her head, while Araya by her side listened with even more complex feelings. As a true god of void space from the Thousand Leaves Vine clan, she was still far behind in music and illusion techniques compared to the Tower Master. As long as you keep accumulating, there will eventually be a harvest. Araya, you must also work hard, LuoFeng said with a smile, glancing at Araya. Okay, Araya nodded. LuoFeng looked towards the Moyu family to his side, Moyu Qingyan, the family of Moyu Lifeng, and the pregnant Mo Yoshang. Lord Xie has saved our Moyu family, Moyu Lifeng said gratefully. LuoFeng said with emotion, Moyu Liuxing was very smart, it's a pity that he encountered this catastrophe. Mo Yoshang was the most saddened at the moment. Like a family member, her master Shang Tianyan's death was a huge blow to her. Now that her husband, Moyu Liuxing, had also died, she was fortunate to still have the child in her belly. This was the only thing she cared about in the world now. Thank you Lord Xie for avenging Liuxing, Mo Yoshang said with gratitude. Another space within the Star Tower. Throughout the long years of LuoFeng's cultivation journey, he had seen much joy and sorrow, unions and partings. Even he found himself powerless many times. Swoosh. Buzz. Whoosh. One could see distant primal chaos layer creatures flying cheerfully. These were 15 creatures that LuoFeng had captured alive in the primal chaos layer during the last 5 eras, each harboring complete primal chaos laws within. 15 primal chaos layer creatures comprising 6 species. For instance, the silverlight creatures, LuoFeng had caught 3 of them, each formed from 108, 397 and 1091 silver droplets respectively. The other species each had their own characteristics. By studying these creatures, LuoFeng's understanding of the primal chaos laws deepened as well. Up till now, I've deduced up to 16 primal chaos realm techniques. And I can combine these primal chaos realm techniques, LuoFeng thought to himself. Just like some precious mechanical treasures, which may contain several primal chaos realm techniques that can be combined with each other, significantly enhancing the strength they can unleash. Despite such accumulation, I still have not deduced the law of primal chaos. LuoFeng felt rather tormented. It was as if the law of primal chaos was right before him, clearly visible. But when he tried to touch it, it was like grasping at air. No matter what, he couldn't comprehend it fully, always just a bit short. Just a bit short. When I deduced 10 primal chaos realm techniques, I felt like I was just a bit short of mastering the law of primal chaos. Now after figuring out 16 techniques, I'm still just a bit short, LuoFeng mused. LuoFeng was exceptionally talented, possessing a vast godly body that far surpassed historical figures, which gave him a powerful soul. Coupled with godly king-level will, his efficiency and comprehension was naturally extremely high. Yet even so, comprehending the law of primal chaos felt arduous. Always feeling just a bit short. As long as you keep accumulating, there will eventually be a harvest. LuoFeng sat cross-legged and began to concentrate on comprehension. Time passed day by day. Huyang City gradually returned to calm, except the true gods of void space and the eternal true gods within were almost completely looted. The Heartshadow Sect had indeed made a killing. At the highest peak within the primal chaos armor sector, the master of the Heartshadow Sect and the 18 elders gathered, all looking in the direction of the city owner's mansion. Sect leader, shall we not pay a price in casualties to take down the city owner's mansion? The one-eyed elder proposed. What's the rush? The master of the Heartshadow Sect looked towards the distant city owner's mansion. We have completely sealed off the city owner's mansion now, they can't come out and they pose no threat to us. The city owner's mansion is, after all, the core of Huyang City. This super-large mechanical city has been built over generations by controllers, making it a formidable super-large mechanical secret treasure, the one-eyed elder commented. Once this super-large mechanical city falls into the hands of an array master, it can play a powerful role. Marquis of Jiu Jiang will probably send an array master to enter the city owner's mansion, the master of the Heartshadow Sect observed. All we need is to wait patiently, seize one and we kill one. By retaining the city owner's mansion, they could intercept all reinforcements. We have indeed set up a great formation in advance, completely trapping the city owner's mansion. Any supporting array master who comes we can intercept and kill. But I think we should conquer the city owner's mansion beforehand. That way Marquis of Jiu Jiang won't be able to control Huyang City, the one-eyed elder said. Elder Heart, I spoke up. I agree with the sect leader. The key is to kill the array masters. We've taken Huyang City this time, next we might have to attack Shuyin City. In the future we might even be forced to assault Zhejiang City. There are 3 large cities and top-notch array masters aren't easy to come by. Marquis of Jiu Jiang inviting outsiders might be lucky to get one. Killing an array master is far more important than taking the city owner's mansion, Elder Heart I reasoned. Without an array master, the 3 large cities won't pose much of a threat, said the master of the Heartshadow Sect. Large cities were perfected over generations, and even before the Yu Kingdom, divine kingdoms had reinforced them. As a result, each large city had extremely complex formations. The deeper the understanding of formations, the greater the might that could be unleashed from the large city. Potentially in terms of potential, it surpasses the Heartshadow Sect's Great Destruction Ultimate Formation. Lord LuoFeng and the Master of the Heartshadow Sect fought a great battle more than 10 days ago. In a wilderness outside Huyang City, two figures appeared out of thin air. We've arrived. The two of them confirmed their bearings and after only a few steps, found the military camp town of the Marquis of Jiu Jiang through traversing the void. Commander General Yuewu had been waiting outside the encampment. Two divine lords, you have finally arrived. The Marquis has been awaiting you. General Yuewu greeted them proactively while also observing the two figures. One of these figures was the horned man Great General Yong who had recently visited, while the other was a thin man clad in a loose robe, whose fame in Yu Kingdom far surpassed that of Yong. General Yuewu looked at the thin man with respect. Please lead the way, Commander Jiang, the thin man said with a smile. To guide General Yu and General Yong is my honor, General Yuewu said, leading the two to meet the Marquis. Within the main building of the Marquis of Jiu Jiang's residence in the military camp town, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang sat leisurely, observing the two figures approaching. Marquis General Yu and General Yong have arrived, General Yuewu respectfully announced. After these two figures entered and noticed the Marquis of Jiu Jiang, they too showed immense respect and bowed. We pay our respects to the Marquis. The two had long followed a godly king, and clearly understood that the godly king and primal chaos overlords were the higher beings of this world. Even the godly king showed certain respects to these primal chaos overlords. Being in a cooperative relationship, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang and his allies aimed to gain opportunities from the godly king, and hence had to make their own contributions. If the primal chaos overlords acted as subordinates, devotedly following the godly king, they would receive substantial support from him. No matter what, the primal chaos overlords are much more esteemed than us eternal true gods. General Yong had long aspired to reach the primal chaos realm, but still fell short in terms of accumulation. Please have a seat. The Marquis of Jiu Jiang watched them with a smile. This time, with the support from both of you in the conflict against the forces of Marquis Luoyin, things will be much easier. It's mainly thanks to Brother Yu I'm just helping out, General Yong remarked. General Yong was very willing to participate in the struggles across various primal chaos prefectures, which also served as a good method for accumulating resources. His junior brother, General Yu, was quite difficult to request because he didn't lack resources. The monarch of Yu country would proactively bestow resources on him. I still need elder brother to support me, the thin man said with a smile. By the way, Marquis, you mentioned another formidable ally known as LuoFeng? I have already dispatched Yuyo to invite him. He should be arriving soon, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang replied. The Marquis of Jiu Jiang was very courteous. To LuoFeng, General Yong and General Yu, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang valued LuoFeng and General Yu the most. Both Yuewu and LuoFeng are likely candidates for the primal chaos realm. The Marquis of Jiu Jiang was aware that these two might be stuck at a bottleneck for a long time, yet in the future they should exist on the same level as himself. General Yuewu and General Yong LuoFeng, accompanied by Morosa, attended the banquet. General Yuewu is now the strongest eternal true god openly known in Yu Kingdom, Jiang Yuyo explained. Most remarkably, General Yuewu's godly body is quite ordinary, his cultivation is in the law lineage. With just an ordinary godly body, coupled with unimaginably profound accumulation in his realm, he even surpasses General Yong and others. General Yuewu is extremely proficient in formations. Once a formation is set, any eternal true god who enters it would likely be unable to escape, Jiang Yuyo said. In Yu Kingdom, the top formation master below the primal chaos realm is General Yuewu, Jiang Yuyo said admiringly. The Marquis said that with General Yuewu's accumulations, he is almost certain to reach the primal chaos realm. LuoFeng listened in admiration. The land of origin was vast, indeed hosting many astonishing beings. General Yuewu, like Shui Yun, also possessed an ordinary godly body, yet General Yuewu's strength was even more formidable, highly esteemed by the godly kings. To become the strongest eternal true god in Yu Kingdom without unlimited godly bodies is impressive, Morosa also praised. Jiang Yuyo looked at LuoFeng and smiled. That is only in Yu Kingdom. If it were in the two ancient countries, the most dazzling eternal true gods are definitely those with unlimited godly bodies. The most radiant eternal true gods across the entire land of origin had no shortcomings. Like LuoFeng, who even surpassed historical limits. His godly body and spiritual will were both extraordinary. Initially, when the Lai Yuan technique spread among many major powers of the land of origin, only LuoFeng managed to master it, which was quite revealing. With his godly body and spiritual will both surpassing historical limits, the mountain-sitting guest, knowing this, felt hopeful for revenge. Marquis, LuoFeng and his servant entered the building. Take a seat, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang introduced warmly. LuoFeng and his servant have directly confronted the Heartshadow Sect within Huyang City. Even with the Heartshadow Sect's all-out efforts, they could not overcome LuoFeng and his servant. The information about Lord LuoFeng in Huyang City had already spread throughout Yu Kingdom. The thin General Yu marveled. An eternal true god possessing the primal chaos pinnacle will, impressive. Having such spiritual will, Lord LuoFeng must have undergone extraordinary experiences. LuoFeng smiled. Creatures from the primordial cosmos, starting from the very bottom and climbing step by step, found achieving immortality incredibly difficult. In a whole era of reincarnation within the primordial cosmos, those who became true gods were few. Thus, every true god emerging from the primordial cosmos, in terms of spiritual will, far surpassed the true gods of the land of origin. As for LuoFeng, he was the most dazzling existence through many eras of reincarnation in his home, the primordial cosmos. General Yu's formations are unbreakable by anyone below the primal chaos realm. I truly admire that, LuoFeng stated. Divine Lord, we meet again, General Yong who greeted warmly. General Yong, LuoFeng nodded with a smile. Sitting at the head, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang spoke. With General Yu and General Yong here, we just need to practice the formation a bit more, and once fully prepared we can make our move. We will follow the Marquis's orders, declared General Yu, General Yong and servants of LuoFeng. A vast formation spreading mists of water covered a broad area. General Yuewu sat at the center of the formation, surrounded by 6 puppet creatures, controlling the entire formation. At the forefront of the formation, LuoFeng and Morosa stood, feeling surrounded by endless streams, the might terrifying. Lord Luo, you and your servants are the strongest. When you encounter strong enemies, it will be up to you and your servants to deal with them. Yuewu's gentle voice resonated in LuoFeng and Morosa's ears. Rest assured, LuoFeng nodded. Having received 100 million cosmic sand, he of course had to do enough work. Senior brother Yong, if you encounter some troublesome opponents, you'll need to entangle them, Yuewu transmitted his voice. All right. General Yong nodded, possessing unlimited godly bodies and an inheritance at the godly king level. Although he couldn't handle Shui Yun, whether it was burst power or the toughness of his godly body, he surpassed Shui Yun. In terms of realm, he had also discerned several primal chaos realm techniques, albeit rougher than those of Shui Yun. The unlimited godly body allowed him to withstand many dangers, making General Yong willing to accept employment from all quarters. He had no choice, the resources bestowed by the godly king were limited, he needed to strive on his own. Generals and commanders, when the time comes, you just need to act as I command, and we shall start with 6 simple cooperation drills, Yuewu transmitted to the more than 3,000 eternal true gods within the formation. This time, the Marquis of Jiu Jiang had mobilized over 95% of the eternal true gods from the entire Jiu Jiang primal chaos prefecture. This battle they must win. Not only had he deployed a divine power incarnation, but his true body had also arrived, because even if defeated, he had to protect these eternal true gods under his command. Yes, the more than 3,000 eternal true gods commanded their armies, forming several super-large mechanical secret treasures. Although originally disorganized within Yuewu's formation, their powers naturally cooperated. The combined power of the many mechanical secret treasures was terrifying, greatly boosting the confidence of the eternal true gods. Impressive. LuoFeng also saw the prowess of an array master. This array master is worth it. From within the military camp, Marquis of Jiu Jiang nodded as he watched the scene from a distance. An array master can double the strength of an entire army at the very least. The array master had cost 60 million cosmic sand. Great General Yong who had cost 20 million cosmic sand. Lord Luo he was the most expensive. Lord Luo he can deter many eternal true gods of the opposing side. Marquis of Jiu Jiang was well aware of the advantages a terrifying vanguard that was invincible on the battlefield brought. This battle I must win. Marquis of Jiu Jiang was confident, then immediately winced with a headache. But this time I've spent a total of 180 million cosmic sand, while Marquis Lu Yin hasn't contributed anything, probably just a promise. Marquis Lu Yin had promised the Heartshadow Sect, but if defeated, Marquis Lu Yin still wouldn't need to pay anything. A mere empty promise had the Heartshadow Sect fighting a deadly battle. I've held off this time, but what about next time? Marquis of Jiu Jiang was also considering the future. With 2 adjacent fiefs, Marquis Lu Yin wouldn't easily give up. Having an array master made the drilling easy, patiently conducted for 3 days, Marquis of Jiu Jiang also felt thoroughly prepared. Gentlemen, once we breach the Heartshadow Sect and recapture Huyang City, I will celebrate for you all. Marquis of Jiu Jiang looked at the densely packed over 3,000 eternal true gods in front of him, with General Yu, General Yong and servants LuoFeng clearly standing in the front row. Now set out. The many eternal true gods all flew into a large flying boat. Boom. The large flying boat had already traversed the void. In just a few traverses, the large flying boat was already above Huyang City. It was very precisely over the city owner's mansion, just separated by a dark formation. The sudden appearance of the large flying boat immediately caused a stir among the many disciples of the Heartshadow Sect within the city. Not good. The army of Marquis Jiu Jiang. They've come. Some disciples scattered throughout the city were somewhat panicked. High in the sky, the more than 3,000 eternal true gods in the large flying boat also observed some of the conditions within Huyang City, seeing some scattered Heartshadow Sect disciples. They hadn't worried about the scattered Heartshadow Sect disciples due to detailed pre-battle planning. The scattered disciples outside are common disciples of the Heartshadow Sect, responsible for controlling this city. They are also bait, attracting the army of Marquis Jiu Jiang to attack. LuoFeng watched. Attack. Along with Yuewu's command, billowing mist instantly enveloped the sky. The large flying boat vanished, and LuoFeng and others naturally were within the formation. Rumble. The gargantuan water mist formation suddenly burst into flames, like an immense fireball, violently slamming into the dark formation. The dark formation covering Huyang City was instantly torn apart. The super-gigantic fireball, spanning billions of kilometers, directly headed for the city owner's mansion. Here it comes. In the primal chaos armor sector, the master of the Heartshadow Sect and 18 divine power incarnations of the elders gathered, looking up at this scene with cold eyes. For the root ground of their sect, they must win this battle. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and turn on the notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming great videos.